All right, welcome back to the show. Back in the studio again, right where we filmed Keeper. This time we're going to be talking about Now You See Me 3. I don't have the director's name, starring Jesse Eisenberg, Dave Franco, Isla Fisher. We got Woody Harrelson, Dominic Sessa, Justice Smith, of course, and then maybe Andrea Greenblatt. I'll be introducing my guest in a second, but this is the third movie in a franchise, of course. Now You See Me 1, Now You See Me 2. This one's called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It's kind of an insane title. It's kind of ridiculous to not just call the second one that. And I feel like they clearly saw a lot of people clowning on them. So then they were just like, all right, well, let's call the third one Now You See Me, Now You Don't. But that's just kind of confusing, you know? In years from now, people are going to be confused at the fact that there's Now You See Me, there's Now You See Me 2, then there's Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Anyway, this is obviously, like I said, the third one of the franchise. We got the Four Horsemen back, and they're joined by 3 new cats, which you might be rolling your eyes at, the fact that you can come in. I was seeing how long you would stay off the frame. I'm joined by Austin again. He's on his phone. Whoa. The crowd chants awesome.
I get the point.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Could you do Red? Like a movie theater Red?
Movie theater.
Just a second, folks. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, like I was saying.
Green.
Anyway, I think actually let's go with this. You were saying after the movie, like, it almost felt like this movie wasn't going to get made.
Walking into the movie, I was saying to Sean, our friend Sean.
Sean was off. Maybe we could have got S. You go on.
Going into the
S
movie,
is tough to get.
as I was sitting down, I was thinking, this was a movie that was never, at one point, if you're like, oh yeah, Now You See Me 3, that movie's never getting made.
Yeah,
It started out
my
with,
brother made fun of me for
it's
that.
getting made, and then it just drifted off into canceled. Basically nothingness,
Cancel
right?
culture struck once again, and this time it claimed Now You See Me
Then
3.
COVID happened, actors strike, and then in the midst, the movie's never getting made, and then all of a sudden the movie's getting made, and then all of a sudden the movie's here.
Yeah, that honestly,
There's not really much marketing for this movie.
that's a great way to put the entire journey. All of a sudden, it was just like, they're making it. And it's like, really? Because there was so many stops along the way where it was like, they would say whether, I'm using they very like capital T, they, I don't really know who exactly I'm talking about, whether it was like Jesse Eisenberg or like I feel like Woody Harrelson. They would say, we're still doing it. Now You See Me 3, we're going to do it. And it would be like, yeah, but in the back of your head, you're like,
They're not going to do this.
Is there much of a desire? Like, I feel like I wish I had the box office numbers. I don't care much to have the actors' names in front of me, but I wish I had the box office numbers. I feel like the second one wasn't that big of a hit. We're just going completely off temperature. Do you feel like the second Now You See Me was a hit?
I think it was probably good in the box office, and I think it was
profitable, but it wasn't like there's not really Now You See Me heads. We're like the biggest Now You See Me fans I can even think of. There's no other fans I can think of.
I've never met someone that likes the movie as much as I do.
Yeah. It's not a movie people talk. It's not culturally relevant. So it's like a third movie, 8 years later, 9 years later, 8 years later.
2016.
I thought it was 17.
Or 17.
Anyway, but let's get into it. So, like I was saying before I welcomed you in, they brought in the 3 young kids, which from the outside perspective, it's like, I think that might stink bringing in kids. But one of them was Dominic Sessa, who I love. He was in The Holdovers. And that's like one of my favorite performances. I don't want to say ever, but like it's one of my favorite characters. I guess I'll just say ever. I don't know. I'll be hyperbolic for the sake of the show. But what did you think of just like, oh, they're bringing in kids, pretty much?
I didn't know they were bringing in kids until I avoided
That's a
what
good way
I
to do
could about this movie because I knew I would like the movie.
Marketing, you were marketing proof.
I don't need to see marketing. I don't need to see any thoughts about the movie because I love the first 2 and I'm gonna love this one. I think that's what I was going in.
Yeah.
I knew the movie was going to be good to me, but I was kind of waiting to see how much it would actually entertain me. Nowadays,
That's
I knew
actually
one
true,
coming
yeah,
out.
because those were like wheelhouse. I was thinking this on the way home maybe or something at some point. Like those were like
I was 16 when that movie came out.
16, yeah. That's like a dumb movie like that. That's wheelhouse. That's like perfect. Like that's like one of the great franchises of all time. Now you see me, and I honestly, we'll circle back later and do a franchise as a whole. It honestly might be. Now the movie itself, the kids themselves, the kids were all great. They're not even kids. They're all like in their 20s.
Yeah.
They were honestly, I think I say honestly a lot doing this show, but I just want the crowd to
These
know
are honest thoughts.
I'm being 100% transparent with you guys, and
I
I
might not
really
be.
want you guys to know that. Austin's not. Yeah, I think they might have been the three best performances. Eisenberg is always great because it's almost like
Always
a Mark
great.
Zuckerberg kind of thing that he's doing, where he's just constantly quipping. But and Harrelson.
Harrelson actually had like a little bit of a bigger role than like I thought. Like in a couple of little side sections where it was just him.
Yeah, they like. I was thinking this after it was clear they were gonna do Dominic Sessa and Eisenberg, like the two like leaders, like the cocky guys, and so I figured they were gonna do the girls together when they broke them off. So I was wondering how the pairs were gonna go because there was a point where they said split up, and then they showed Franco and the girl, and I was hoping we'd get Justice Smith and Harrelson because I wanted to see Harrelson more with the kid. I was almost disappointed that it was more. Harrelson was on his own, like, what the hell is going on?
He had just taken his gummies.
That's true.
They were just kicking in.
Yeah, it was a good enough. Like, it was good Harrelson. It was good Harrelson, but I think the three best performances were the kids.
Yeah. They like lightly aged the movie to now times too. Like they're like, okay, we took 10 years off in the movie.
Yeah,
now
they
we're
did it.
back.
They did a good job with it, with like the time jump. Like they didn't like.
But they weren't shoving it in your face. There's a couple comments here and there. They're like, okay, so
Yeah.
Daniel Atlas is affected by Twitter.
Yeah, Danny Atlas is like one of the great characters.
Yeah.
I love Danny Atlas, and I also liked they brought in the other one. I didn't care much for the black-haired girl from the second one because they couldn't get Isla Fisher. But I
Her
like
and Franco are good on screen together.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to the performances. I think that's kind of every time I make a counterpoint, I think my instinct is to sit up, but now I'm gonna do it so I start to tower over you and talk down to you. Yeah, I think my thing with Dave Franco is I thought he was a complete bore. I wrote it somewhere in my notes. He was a drip. That's the way I put it. I thought he was lifeless.
He was popping in that shirt.
He was very into his arms. If you see this movie, he's the only person, maybe throughout the entire movie, that wears just a t-shirt, and the t-shirt is like rubber band tight around his arms.
Everyone on stage is in a suit, and this guy's got on a tight, like, two size too small gray t-shirt.
Yeah, and I think he might be wearing dress pants too. Like, but it's not even a white t-shirt. It's like an athletic gray shirt.
Franco was good.
And the arms look good. I thought he was boring. I think I just don't like Dave Franco anymore.
He got upstaged by the kid. That was kind of the whole get with the times,
Yeah,
Wilder.
but I liked Eisenberg.
Well, I like the Eisenberg too.
Eisenberg's still great, and Dave Franco. Remember that movie Together with his wife Allison Brie?
No.
The horror movie from this year.
I remember. I've never seen it. So.
But yeah, I was hoping I would just keep describing and you just be like, no, I don't remember it. And I'd be like, no, come on. But they marketed that movie so like annoyingly, like, oh, they're acting weird and this McDonald's. Like they were like marketing it to like 700 people online. Did you even see any of this? No, it's like for a guy who spends too much time on Twitter, I was annoyed by Dave Franco. There was a very look at me marketing. And I think I just don't like him anymore. It's problematic. His brother James is just a better talent. That's not problematic. There's nothing The only thing problematic about the Franco brothers' talents is Dave's performance in Now You See Me 3. That's all I'll say. That's the worst thing any Franco has ever done.
He was pretty good. I loved him. I loved the movie. Bosco was the star of the show, maybe.
Yeah, Dominic Sess is the MVP. Yeah. If you're giving out an MVP, then I'm like on the hook going in, but you didn't even know who he was.
No, I had no idea who he was, and I thought the same thing. But that's honestly, I just think that because they just made him like a young Danny Atlas, but they put him on steroids.
Yeah, it was pretty much like if Danny Atlas was God. Eddie Alice was like a charming
This is
actor
not even a
as well.
spoiler. The first thing they did was shove all the horsemen inside his body.
That's even in the trailers. That's no spoiler at all.
And then,
Yeah, he portrays all the horsemen to open the movie.
And then
it's awesome. It's
and then
so
he
good.
just became a god. And the thing is, you thought that was actually the horseman's trick to start the movie.
Yeah.
And I won't say anything else.
It wasn't, is what I'll say. I will say something
it
else.
It wasn't clear enough. It wasn't the trick. It wasn't their trick.
And another, I don't want to. This isn't a spoiler, I don't think. They obviously set it up for more, and I love that. Or no, let's stay on the plot of the movie. There's one point in the movie where I think I asked you or you asked me, like, who do you think is going to be like behind all this? Like, because there's a villain, and then there's like somebody who's like trying to get the villain, and it's like, oh, there's like a super villain almost. Is how it was set up, and I don't know if I asked you or if you asked me, and then I said, like, I think it's just. Actually, I was just going to spoiler alerts. If you want to jump ahead, I said I think it's just going to be the horseman behind it all. And at the end of the movie, it was just the horseman behind it all. This whole movie, you're like, the horsemen aren't going to do it again. And then, oh my God, the horsemen just continuously do it. And that's what's so great about these movies. It's almost like a Fast and the Furious kind of thing, but we're only 3 in, so it's not even close to old. And they haven't jumped the shark where they're saving the world. It's perfectly contained where it's like, these people are gods and could honestly do whatever they wanted.
That's the thing. I wouldn't hate if they.
Right?
I would
want
watch
them to
10
save the
of these movies.
Yeah.
So I'd like them to save the world.
That's the point I was going to get to with the way they left it open. It's a kind of movie they introduce the youngins. I'm going to stop saying kids. They're older than us, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. I thought they were going to, towards the end of the movie, I thought they were going to move towards wrapping up the story, but they didn't do that.
No. I definitely could have seen them being like, all right, like the fact that we were surprised they even made this, like, all right, let's just wrap this thing up. But no, they literally, it ends with more spoilers if you're jumping around or even care. I can't imagine. It's Now You See Me 3. The 4 horsemen prevail at the end. But like the whole time you're not waiting for Mark Ruffalo, but it's like he's in the first 2 and he's the 5th horseman. And I forget how it ended for him, but they like off screen put him in jail for 40 years, which is a great way to just do it. Like he'll be back eventually, but we just couldn't contractually get him. But they had the weirdest hologram, which was like clearly he was like filming the Avengers or something. He was filming something else, and they just filmed him, and he's like, I think he says "my horseman." I think that's his line. "My horseman. I love you guys so much." Like he says and he knows about the other 3.
Yeah, but
like he knows where everyone is.
He didn't. Somehow he knows. I don't know. He's the eye.
It's a pre-recorded message, but
and he's talking to everyone.
But he's like, I love the horsemen so much, and
maybe it wasn't.
And also you kids over here that are standing on this side of the room. I think I have a decent Ruffalo.
No, it was pre-recorded because it came in a box. Okay.
Yeah. It is not live. But he literally, there's a part where he like turns to, it's like, you crazy kids.
The movie's awesome, and it's stupid in the best way possible.
Yeah. Going at like what I said earlier about is it the best franchise ever? No, but there's not a lot of franchises like this. We're only 3 in, or trilogies that just stay contained in what they are dumb, are bad movies. Actually, no. I'm gonna fight back against that.
They're not bad movies.
People will call them bad, and it's like it's almost like the Draft Day. I'd like to think of a theory. Maybe the Draft Day theory is what I'll say. Is people like to dunk on Draft Day movies like Draft Day, movies like Now You See Me, where it's like, oh, that movie's retarded. But like, no, obviously this movie's retarded. But that's why it's awesome. I'm not watching Draft Day so that I can watch a movie about the Jaguars trading up to the Browns. Like, oh, you want it to be realistic? That movie sucks ass. There's a reason. Towering over you in the frame right now.
I just look chill. You look.
Yeah, I know. I'm wound up. There's a reason that Draft Day wasn't realistic, and that's because it's a movie, and it's a good movie. People like Draft Day. I think if you don't like Draft Day, that's like a litmus test for you're an asshole. What's your Draft Day take? Quickly.
Never seen it.
Really?
No. Yeah, that kind of kills your moment.
That'd be a decent way to end the show. But I want to wrap it back to Now You See Me. It's the same exact thing. If you don't like Draft Day, I think you don't like Now You See Me. I think you'd love Draft Day. Sonny Weaver Jr. is the 5th horseman. That's how I'll tease Draft Day.
How about this? You know those... Now You See Me's an awesome movie, all three of them.
You know those.
You know those Now You See Me's? You know the, like, the machines that... And this, stay with me here.
No, I will. I'm gonna sit back.
It's like one... Like, it's just like a... Oh, God, I guess there's not really a good way to describe
You don't know
these
them.
things.
You don't know those machines.
It's like a contraption where one thing happens and it causes another thing to happen. It causes another thing to happen, and it causes another thing to happen.
What are those things called?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, those have a name, and a contraption's a good name. It's like a Ruth Goldberg, maybe? I don't like to go...
Rube
A
Goldberg machine.
Yeah, where
Now
like,
You See Me movies are the Rube Goldberg machines of movies, in which case...
Austin is 2 for 2 ending these shows.
You can't take your eyes off them, and it's one thing happening after another.
And every single thing. There's literally the only reason that this thing would ever happen, the only reason a marble would ever roll down a ruler and knock over a pencil and do a can of Diet Coke to open up to hit a ping pong paddle. The only reason any of that would ever happen is to set up the next thing. And Now You See Me movies is a constant marble off a ruler into an elastic band shooting a paperclip. Like, it's just like, that's no Rube Goldbergs go like
It's
that.
one of those,
You did
but it's a
better than me
movie. So you can just make it do it every time.
there. Yeah.
And you can make it as ridiculous as you want. And
Yeah,
it
Now
works.
You See Me movies are like
And
Rube
and then
Goldbergs.
magic is the best. Seeing magic happens the best, and you can just make actual magic happen.
I might put magic is the best in the thumbnail.
Exclamation point.
No, yeah, 100%. Barry.
Scared.
I blew it. There was a way that I wanted to wrap it up. You had another good way to end it there, but there was a way that I wanted to wrap it up. I forget what it was. Do you have anything else to say?
I mean, much like the
You just kind of
horseman.
wanted to roll. Yeah,
Yeah.
try to think of a overwritten, profound ending to the show.
Much like the horseman. The job's...
In the end, the greatest trick the Horsemen pull is amazing. Actually, one box office thing I'll pull is the movie made $75 million worldwide opening weekend. Cost $90 to make. That's crazy. It made more than Hitman in America. It made more than The Running Man, I'm pretty sure, in America.
It only costs that much to make.
Not bad, right?
A movie like that is going to make a ton of money.
And think of all like the cast, the salaries there. It's probably like $30 billion in salaries and producer stuff. So it's only cost like $50 million to make.
And they probably could have asked for more, but those people definitely love making Now You See Me. Like, Eisenberg relishes in making Now
But
You See
imagine
Me.
Dave I'm picking on Franco here, but it's like almost like going to arbitration for like Now You See Me 3, where it's like, all right, let's look at the numbers. Do you think you're really worth the money you're asking for Dave Franco? Or do you want to go try to get Neighbors 3 made and hope that they're casting you?
Cat going to the
Clawing the wall? Oh, the
Clawing.
bathroom's back there.
clawing the boxes in the corners. Are the litter boxes there?
Why is he back there?
That's another litter box.
Oh, that's cool.
Two.
The men's room.
2 litter boxes down here. Take care of the cats.
What were you saying?
Nah, that's about it.
No, he had something. The box
Oh.
office.
Yeah, the box office.
It made $22 million in China. We were talking about that.
That's impressive numbers for China.
Because American movies do not make that much money in China anymore. That's like
But they love it.
there's a reason why. That's like a major reason why movies don't make like $1 billion in the box office worldwide is down. Is because the Chinese audience only watch Chinese movies, which I'm sure is just because the Chinese movies are better and more glorious, and not because there's like a propaganda thing going on.
We could watch a Chinese
We could get the chairman on
movie.
to talk about some Chinese movies.
I would watch one of the Chinese movies and to see what it's all about.
I wouldn't hate trying to like angle ourselves as the American Chinese reviewers. We're like.
Yeah, my phone died doing that, which is kind of curious because it's like 30 seconds after we started talking with the Chinese government. So, kind of you be the judge whether or not they got their mitts on this one. But yeah, we were pretty much done. So yeah, I figured I'd throw this on so it doesn't just kind of end the way it does, and rather, I guess I'd rather wrap up and put a nice bow on it like I did here.